Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is a session of Blades in the Dark. We are playing using some of the variant playbooks and with a city building setup that we had gone through in our first session. Last time our characters had done some things. We'll talk about the fallout with entanglements. From that, we have two entanglements on the table that I have rolled for, and we'll come to that in a second. And we'll talk about our characters' goals and so on. Before we do much further, because it's been a couple weeks, I do want to quickly go through our lines and veils just to remind us where we're at. I won't do this all the time, but just to be on the safe side. So let's not forget that we have hard lines on animal abuse, harm to animals, harm to children, racism, sexism, misogyny, sexual assault, slavery, torture by the PCs, transphobia, cannibalism, graphic descriptions of blunt force, head trauma, spousal abuse, and parental abuse. Those are just not topics that we're going to deal with in play. And we have veils on classism, graphic gore, sexual content, meaning all those are fade to blacks. And of course, check-ins, ask first for anything involving mind control or PC betrayal. So last time you were able to rescue someone effectively from the clutches of some of the mercantile rings and able to get yourselves back and got a little bit of coin and so on. There are some things that will happen. So let's look at the entanglements first. So the first of these is the usual suspects. There's some noise that you all made. You tamped it down quite effectively with your heat, bringing it down. But there is effectively an incident where the wardens are going to roust someone. And so for this, someone, meaning you three PCs, need to choose someone. One player volunteers a friend or vice purveyor as the person most likely to be taken, and then we make a fortune roll. Anyone want to put somebody out on the table?
Hmm. So I was thinking about because I also have that downtime action with the um acid,
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking about setting that up as a like exploratory scene where we get to know what happened between my character and his friend slash foe.
Uh-huh.
And
Your
that
information broker.
yes, and that uh, could be expedited, with like even higher stakes if he got nabbed by the police. Um,
Absolutely. Let's have you make a fortune roll and let's see what the situation
mhm,
is, and then we'll kind of roll into a scene with you being informed about what's going on.
mhm. Fortune roll is just
Just
croupier,
a
right?
straight D6.
It for this, is this the one where it depends on how tough this character is, or is that a different entanglement?
Uh, find out if there was just questioning. It doesn't say about the level on that one. So I was just doing it as a straight one die.
Oh,
Isn't that the one where we could also just buy him out?
Yes, you could also pay a coin. So
Yes.
so let's frame that up. Uh for and let me get everybody's characters' names again so I can remember them. Shale, when
Mhm.
you hear that in kind of the wake of your last operation, some people got picked up by the wardens, questioned just because it was a lot of noise, fire and fury, nothing that could be proven. Uh, but then you hear that Salia got picked up as a result of that,
Mhm.
with particularly like your name not necessarily being dropped, but kind of it's your fault that they got got grabbed. What does that look like?
What do you mean? What does that look like?
What is your reaction when you hear that?
Oh,
I mean, is that you going into your cash to buy it off, or is it something
yeah.
else?
I wonder how I learn of that. I would imagine it's maybe like when Shale is browsing the market to like tend to his connections and the people he knows, and then somebody is going like, "Hey, did you hear that?" What was his name again? Salia. Salia was nicked by the, how do they call them here? Is it blue coats too?
The wardens is what we call
By
them.
wardens, by the wardens. And then Shale is going to like, what does that coin represent? I don't think it is a straight bribe. I think it's something a bit more clever. I think he will hire a lawyer.
Okay.
As like a Saul Goodman type of lawyer that will just go in and just release a storm of technicalities upon the wardens.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And it is honorable. I apologize. Sabine has it correct. I was saying the wrong name, so just the honorable rather than the wardens. I apologize.
And
yeah.
at the end of that, he comes out, and as he comes out, Shale is standing on the outside of the like warden's building, I guess. And do we want to go into this?
Yeah,
scene?
I think Salia is surprised to see you. Was surprised, perhaps thought that one of the people that they sell information to is the person who hired this Saul Goodman figure. So they will be surprised when they see you, and they will stop. Perhaps a little suspicious now at this point. Shale.
Mm. Let's just quickly establish what we want to get out of the scene.
Sure.
I would like to explore, and like at the end of the scene, I would like to find out what happened between the two of them. Like, they don't have to be friends at the end of the scene,
Sure.
but a little bit of a stalemate and some recognition that Shale just saved his neck, and that they're on speaking terms again.
Okay.
So he comes out, and then Shale looks at him and goes like, "So you ran into a little bit of trouble there, didn't you?"
Not of my own making. People were agitated. There's rumblings around. That gets the honorable nervous. And people like me, good people, long pause, good people get roped in on these things.
That's about what you said last time. Is it so hard to take some responsibility for what you do? Even once in a while?
I don't think you get to ask me that question.
Don't I? Why?
Look, I know that it was you that put me in the scene last year, that got me pulled up, that got me down in the mines for 3 months.
Yeah, you're right. And I have apologized for that.
Apologize? That was 3 months in the mines.
Yes. And you know who has been taking care of your businesses and has seen to it that they don't collapse while you're gone? Me. I kept your business afloat, and when you came back, the next thing I heard was that there was there was a bounty on my head, put out by the person I thought was standing behind me, was having my back.
I think I want to roll here.
Mhm.
I want to see how well you are presenting this. How what do you think
Mhm.
you would like to roll this with?
That seems like consort. It's like old friends
Yeah.
talking. But I think, yeah, no.
Sure.
so
No,
so
no.
it's a 6. I just was trying to say that that's actually shown already what I wanted to get out of the scene. We have
Okay.
established what happened between the two of them,
Okay.
and
Do you want to just leave it on that note then? Kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
unresolved?
and yeah, we know what and yeah. So I rolled a 6. Where did you want to go with that? Sorry, I
No,
interrupted you.
I think it's mostly whether he is going to get angry at that moment about your response
Mhm.
or not. And I think you do keep him from overreacting in the moment he says, keeping my businesses afloat was an act of self-interest on your part. I appreciate that happened.
That is a cool thing to say. Um, Listen, I got you out of the clink this time again. Um, I would appreciate it if in the coming days I need your help. You for once would be there for me.
And I think that Salia says, we'll have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And
And scene.
walks off. Yeah.
Very good.
The other one that, and I'll kind of put Ondish in the hot seat on this, is that while all this is going on, you will just after you have done and taken your chance at relaxation at the Maroon Ballroom, uh, like you go down. You don't have the coin for it, but maybe you thought you'd swing by, maybe just maybe you'd run into somebody that would want to treat you to a drink or whatever. And you will see that the place is closed for the moment, like and you can see that there's some busted up furniture outside. What do you do?
Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I'm kind of keen to find out because I could just turn around and walk away because it could be dangerous. But I think I look around nearby for anyone I know from there. If there's like a cafe or someplace like that nearby, I would go there.
There's probably one of the like uh dress up servants who's cleaning things up, who will know you by name and will say, "Oh, Lady Nesbit, I'm so sorry. I apologize that you'd have to come upon this roughened scene here. Very, very sorry. We had an unfortunate incident."
Yes, it seems like it was very unfortunate. I hope nothing worse than the furniture was damaged.
For the moment, um, if I may speak candidly, Lady Nesbit,
Of course.
uh, we are a smallish operation, very discreet and very sophisticated, very much so. Uh, However, sometimes we run into a certain amount of crudity and upset. There is a group uh, uh, called the Knife Point Dancers, and they've decided that they should make their presence and their authority known to our inestimable organization, unfortunately.
I need to see knife point dance. Yeah. I believe I may have heard of this group before. They're street ruffians, yes?
They are not particularly sophisticated, which makes them in fact more dangerous to us. If it were someone with at least some skill, perhaps we could negotiate with them, but right now they're being quite crass and barbaric, quite honestly.
Not surprising. Such is life in this place to a large extent. Do you know what have they expressed some specific interest in your dealings?
No, my impression is that some of these young ruffians are earning their colors by kicking over tables and knocking down things. The young ones showing off to make their mark. We are just an unfortunate target in this.
Very unfortunate. Do you believe they could be dissuaded if they were faced with some resistance, perhaps?
Certainly, but Lady Nesbit, I would not want to get you or your sophisticated friends involved in such a matter.
Well, not all my friends are as sophisticated as you and yours, and but I don't want to promise too much. I will make an effort to look into if there is something I can do.
So mechanically with this, you have a choice. You can forfeit a rep or a coin to get them driven off, or you can drive them off by kind of poking your nose in and losing a status with them. What do you think Electra's approach would be?
Ooh. I have a coin, right? Yes, we each have a coin, or we each got a coin from the job.
Yeah, we got
Um,
2 coins, in fact, I believe.
did we?
Didn't we? Can't remember.
I
I
think we
think we
each got a
got one
coin.
each.
Oh, no, you each got a coin. That's right. You each got a coin.
Yeah. I think my Electra's instinct would be to pay someone else off to fight off the Night Point dancers.
Okay. Who is
So
it that
I would spend my coin on that.
Okay, and like who is it? Do you just get some street toughs, or do you go to one of the other small factions to get them to butt heads?
Ooh. Let's see. I think if I could get some some people from one of the racing teams, maybe.
Like what color? Because of course, just like the Romans, each of
Oh
the
yeah,
racing teams is known by their colors. What color is at the bottom of the team list that kind of desperately always needs some extra money?
I think it's the blue.
Okay, so you go to the Blues. They're the worst racing team.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially you drop some coin in their hands and they're like, you just need us to make an impression. That's all, ma'am.
Yes, I don't want them too badly injured, but if you want to rough them up a bit, I won't complain. Just don't.
Say no more. This coin buys our silence and our service. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
And I think we probably then do get a scene of the dressed up fancy knife point dancers arriving, and a group of rough and tumble race people, getting up from their coffee at the tables and cracking their knuckles. And I think that situation is dealt with. Sound good?
Yep. Yep.
Uh, Let me ask Stitch. Um, you have a goal of finding yourself a new place to live, a place
Yes.
to live and survive.
Mhm.
What do you think we see of you working towards that? Like, what is it you're doing towards that?
Um, what I'm doing towards that is, I think last time I started a clock with this, didn't
Mhm.
I?
I think you did start. Yeah, I think we started a clock with it, and I believe that you got 2 ticks.
I
No,
got one.
got
I got
one
one.
got
I
one
rolled
tick out of
horribly.
6. Yeah,
I got rolled horribly.
yeah.
Yeah, I think what I was doing is I was excluding places,
Hmm.
like looking at derelict buildings, seeing if there was somebody there or if they were generally not very habitable, and just like seeing what could work and what couldn't. And
Uh,
also I was looking around for people who are also hanging out on the streets and maybe looking for a place like me, like people who weren't pretty, I guess.
have you crossed paths with the Eternal? We have those as the group of they're different than you,
Mhm.
but they are created persons like yourself. Have you crossed paths with them?
No, I've been a little wary of them
Hmm.
actually, because my creators were like, you're a dross, you're not, you shouldn't even have existed, it shouldn't even have worked on you. So I'm a little like, maybe these people will be super arrogant and will try to take me apart.
So let me ask you this then. Let's establish some things. When you do come across one of these Eternal in your travels, and see them at a distance, you can instinctively tell that they are like you, but also very unlike you. What is it that you sense about the fact that they are possessed things? Do you see something? Do you smell something? Can you just
Yeah,
vibe it? What do you think that is?
I think what I can sense is like I get an itch somewhere here at the split in my skull, because
Mm-hmm.
the skull has been put together, and I can sense that the life energy doesn't really belong to the vessel it's inhabiting. Like me, the life energy came from, it's not, I don't have the life energy of a person because I'm made of several persons. So yeah, and I think I can sense that. That's like a slight headache. It feels like a slight pressure, not quite a headache, but also not really pleasant.
Would you evade them if they approach? Would you follow them? Would you run away? Like, what do you think we see of your reaction there?
I think I hesitate.
Okay.
I also think I have maybe some place to be. Maybe I'm on some kind of errand that I'm running. So I will kind of cautiously um, try to walk past them. And you know when two dogs meet each other and we're very sure about what they are to be expected. So it's like I kind of almost curious, but kind of not.
Let's do a fortune roll, I think, for
Yeah,
this. Roll me a
cool.
d6.
Love it. see. It's a 2, yeah.
Two. So I think as you go past, like this person's head swivels, almost a little bit like an owl for a second before their body kind of catches up to it. And they watch you. And that pressure that you have in that scar gets heavier. And you can tell that they have noticed and marked you. They don't follow, but their attention is like a physical thing as you move past.
I think I at this point I stop and I stare back. Like I'm not, but you're not intimidating me. And I'm staring back, and then I'm going like, good evening, good evening, good evening.
This one steps up, comes closer to you, and says, "You're very empty."
Yeah, well, I haven't eaten today.
No, I mean, you're not a freed one. You're something else.
Yeah, well, nice evening to you too, sir. Don't know what you want from me.
Hopefully, our paths will cross again.
Okay. I carry things for people if you need someone to do that.
Oh, may I ask where we should call if we wish to speak with you?
I usually hang out in the coin market or the league bay.
And what should we call you?
You can call me Mr. Bond.
Oh,
What can I call you then?
you can call me Mr. Goose.
Mr. Goose. Okay. Nice meeting you.
They turn in that kind of weird, the body doesn't quite match up with the head turn, and they will walk away.
I'll stare after them. I'm not following, but this time I'm the one staring.
Okay. And they will vanish into the crowd.
Shake it off, like whatever that was. Rotten skull.
Nice. So what I would like to do is put some threads out on the table, some things that you all will pick up. And we can kind of explore those. We can kind of go around looking into those in kind of a general way and see which one you would go. Or I know some people have some personal agendas as well. But there are a couple of things that your network of people, your informants and things like that, will pick up for you that are going on right now. The first of these is that there is a particular honorable by the name of Kobo Rathless. He is not a nice guy. He's a sergeant on the ground in the area around where you all operate. Word on the street is that he is about to get a promotion and be given the high seat for this area, making him kind of in charge. And that will not be good for anybody. The current person who sits in the high seat of the honorable here is very lazy, which is to everyone's advantage. But this Kobo Rathless, like people are nervous that he is going to get tipped for this job. The second thing that you'll hear, and it's kind of particularly like you keep an eye out, an ear out for people, locals, on the ground getting caught up in things, getting caught between factions. And you will hear that right now, the toll bridge exploiters, the ones who control a lot of those rope bridges and things, and the poetic terrorists are in a bit of a turf war. There is a particular span of bridges that's called the 12-fold knots. It's a nice crossroads, and both groups are laying claim to it. And it's making people go around. That's less of a problem than the fact that the people who are in that area or are crossing, a number of people have gotten injured, and one person got killed who is an innocent, not involved in this, got pushed off one of those bridges in the middle of one of these tussles. And that's been going on for a while, and that may get hotter still. The last one I'm going to mention is that there is a administrator, one of those noble appointed positions by the name of Observer Fellingar. And these are the kinds of people that usually stay up in their offices, accountants, they have them working for them, clerks, they have them working for them, all that. He has been seen down in one of these particularly packed neighborhoods. We talked about them as being some of them densely packed, like favelas and such. He's been seen down there doing what appears to be some kind of survey down in there. And that can't be good. Just, it when a noble comes down and starts poking their nose around like that, you know that it's not great. So let me do kind of a once around for you to ask questions about any of these things. We can kind of, do a little RP of how you're finding stuff out. Shale, you've heard all this of the last couple of days. What is it that you would want to find out a little bit more about?
I think the issue that is naturally closest to Shale's heart and mind is the whole situation with the bridge.
Okay.
Being going around the favela and the marketplaces there and local businesses and hearing that it's just a nuisance to everyone, and that particularly the local business people are getting really, really frustrated with that situation. It costs them extra coin, it costs extra time to go around that bridge. And I think Shale gets the sense that there might be a pretty purse in there if we could resolve that issue so that local business traffic can flow again.
Yeah, I think you'll talk to several people at the markets who are fed up with this, and some names will be dropped of people who would be very interested in having that situation dealt with. I think that's fair. Kind of set that up for some extra coin. Okay. Sigil, what about you? What is it that you want to know, want to ask about, want to do?
Thing I'm interested in this honorable, the Kobo Rathless, that was him, right?
Yep.
Because that's at least indirectly connected to the prison, so that could be extra troublesome for me if he starts digging into things too much.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Are you going to kind of hit the streets and find out more about him? Do you want to know more about the situation, about the promotion? What do you think that is?
Yeah, I think I want to find out more about who he is, where he lives, who his connections are, that sort of thing.
you're gonna get some answers. Let's do a roll. I'm gonna borrow a little bit from Grow by Moonlight for the kind of on the fly questioning here. What do you think is your tactic for gathering that information?
Think I'm talking to people at work and that sort of thing. And I have my friend who's who works for the Honorable, who's an accountant there. My
Mhm.
cousin, I think we said.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, talking to Amazon and people at work, and yeah.
So let's give you a die for consort and then a die for your friend.
Cool. That is this a 3? So
Yeah.
that's
Like, what's the most important question that you have? Like, what do you want to know about this situation?
hmm. Think what's most important is what his interests are. Like, is he the kind of person who's trying to amass power? Is he like climbing in the hierarchy? Is he trying to get money? Yeah.
I think you'll find that he has the usual base level uh, vices that the honorable have, a little bit of bribery, a little bit of graft, a little bit of extortion. He clearly has moved his way up the ranks by being willing to be at people's service when they need something unpleasant done. The only thing that kind of stands out for you a little bit oddly is that he definitely doesn't lean on people from Molly's crew. Does that seem like a fair answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So he doesn't have any clear connections to them. Is that
Not that you picked up with that role.
yeah,
Just that
yeah.
when you kind of ask
Just
around, you do, and I assume you're a kind of person who studies, reports and runs through
yeah,
and gets details that you see that gap that's there.
cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I
Sure.
understood it correctly. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Stitch, what about you? And when we do this kind of thing, when I go around for information gathering, we always assume that what the previous person have picked up.
Yeah, okay. I'm also interested in this new honorable because A, I don't like honorables. B, they don't like me.
Right.
They make my life they make my life harder with a lazy boss and with a zealous boss that well, I don't want to end up in the mines again, to be or in the work camps again.
Yeah, no one likes being in the
So
mines.
yeah, so what I will do is I think I will watch out because there is all the old guy is still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to know is there a rift within the honorable? Well, how are they feeling? Are they nervous? Are they happy? Is there something that tells us is this something they all want?
Okay. What do you want to roll that with?
Survey.
Okay. So let's give you a die on that.
I think that's do I have? I don't think I can. No, inconceivable is probably not going to play here.
Right.
Oh, that'd be nice to me. No, it's not nice to me. I only got a 3.
So your question is, what are the personal relationships? What are the rifts going on right now?
Yeah.
I think one of the things you see, the current boss is named Brizantimus.
Santos. Okay.
And your impression is that he kind of doesn't care. The expectation is he's going to be moved up to another area. He's going to get, it's not exactly a promotion, but he's that's kind of clearly his mindset. The rift, though, is that there is another one of these honorable, and her name is Dima Saklak. And she does not get along with Rathless, and she very much thinks that this promotion should be hers. And the problem is that she has a smaller contingent of the honorable who kind of have her back versus what Rathless does.
Would she be better than Restless?
She's less obviously vicious.
Okay. Yeah, so she would be better.
She's still an honorable, so she's still a
Yeah,
bastard.
yeah,
but-
sure, but is she the kind of bastard who seeks me out and kicks me in the nuts every day, or is she just the kind of person who kicks me in the nuts when they just see me?
The latter, like definitely.
Okay,
the
I prefer that. I prefer that.
opportunistic nut kicking would be
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we want to do another once round, or do we want to bring the group together to kind of talk about where you might want to go? Let's have that discussion, and if we need to do another kind of go out and find things or so on, we can do that. So we're back at the clock tower. Not again particularly sophisticated place. You have those weird entryways in. You have the lab downstairs with the stolen bits. What is your meeting area look like? Is it just chairs? Do you think you have a table, Dominic? Do you think that there's nothing? Maybe a map on the wall? What do you think that looks like when you kind of have to discuss plans?
Mm-hmm. So since we are a tier 0 crew who has just started out, we are really low on any kinds of resources. So I would say a couple of chairs and a table up there in the third story might even push it.
Okay.
It's probably more like a few like straw sacks and an old like water stain map of the city, the one that we have. That kind of stays there where we plan our things, and maybe a few lockers for everybody to like have the like most urgent tools of the trades of our respective trades.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
if you like go back if we really need to go quickly.
Yeah, I imagine that we've got cracks in the walls and windows where the wind is cutting through.
Yes, yes. We had a little back and forth about that on the chat last time, that the walls are probably cracked and there's a wind coming through because we need a reason why we can't sleep there, and it's because it's super cold there.
Yeah. When that rain happens just before dawn every morning, that weird rain, it leaks in through there as well. So yeah, we'll assume that people have kind of finished up their briefings, talking about what's going on. So Sigil, when we come to you, what are you saying to the group?
I see value in trying to stem this turf war or try to tilt the balance one way or the other. But long term, I'm more worried about the honorable. If they start to come after us, that's more that will cost us more than we will gain from the turf war. But then again, I'm not sure. Even if we manage to get someone else installed, that they will be that much better.
That lady might be a little better. I mean, I think she's an honorable. She can be probably bribed. This Carlos Restless guy, I have a feeling he'll be bribed and then he'll kick you, whatever, right? Takes your money and just drops you in the harbor. that Sarklock gal might be a little more reasonable. So I think I don't want this Wrathless guy here.
Yeah, that's sensible. On the other hand, we may not be his main target. It may be he'll probably have bigger fish to fry to begin with. But I think either both situations are could be useful to deal with.
I mean, we could try to get this dude to try and resolve the turf war and get pushed off a bridge during this, but I don't know if we can make that happen. I mean, that would be the ideal outcome, but as I said, I don't know if we can. If we have the pull to make this happen, I mean, I wouldn't know how to start there even. Besides swinging from the bridge and making everything lose their footing or something. Not all of them, some of these bridges are really fragile.
Yeah. Shale?
I am with Sigil in that it doesn't matter much who wears the boot. And we can, aside from funding our own operations by taking care of the turf war and the bridge, we can also help the people there materially and immediately. I did like the idea of orchestrating it so that we can maybe solve both problems at once. But I would urge that we do direct action where we can and help people where we can. And again, replacing the person who wears the boot that's on our necks doesn't materially change anything.
You say that because you don't have the boot on your neck all the time.
I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want someone who needs to prove their mettle or how tough they are, because people like me are the first to go to a work camp if you have someone like that. And I don't want to go there. I've been there. It's not fun.
So I'm kind of hearing that you'd like to kind of take the risk up a little higher and maybe try and get this Wrathless into the middle of this situation between the NPC groups, the poetic terrorists and the toll bridge folks.
I mean, that would be ideal.
Yes.
So here's the question that I'll ask with that. Like, what would be the method for that? Does that seem like deception? Does that seem like social? Something else?
I mean, what would be the angle? Do we want to physically get him there?
I think we just need to make clear that this is a situation where a new honorable could really make his mark.
Yeah, if we can make him believe that if he goes there and deals with this personally, then he will establish himself and his authority will be clear. So we can get him there, and then we can try to do something. So it sounds like deception to me.
Yeah. So it feels like we've got sort of a two-part mission here. The first part is getting him on scene, getting that manipulation. And then I think the second part is making everything go wrong such that he falls off a bridge and our two gangs have to cheese it because they killed the senior watch person, right?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would be ideal.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's break
Two
that
birds,
in.
one stone. I like that.
Yeah, we'll split that into two engagement roles, two parts. Let's take our first break we'll run to the hour since we're about 8 minutes out. We'll come back and we'll do that first part.
Yeah, sounds good.
So we've got two halves to this mission. The first one is dealing with Rathless, either directly or indirectly, to get him on site and convince that this is useful or lucrative or impressive for him to do. And then the second part is once he's on scene with these other gangs in the mix, having something go wrong to do that. So Andish, you will have one of the two downtime actions we have kind of hanging around. Is there anything you would like to do with that? And feel free, if you want to save it for the second half, you can also do that.
Yeah. If I'm not going to train, which is what if I'm going to do something for the mission, it would be acquire asset. The problem is that acquire asset when you're low tier crew is terrible.
Yes.
I would get most likely a tier -1 thing, so it's pretty useless.
The only other thing would be to gather information to establish something that you could use as a hook.
Absolutely, but gather info isn't a downtime action.
I always forget that.
Yeah. So I think for my downtime action, I'll just train. I'll train my playbook, and then I do want to do some gather info if possible.
Okay. Well, let's so let's do that gather info. What are you doing? How do you want to get the information that you're looking for?
What I'm looking for is, I think, a good spot for this to go down. Somewhere we can get where we want to get him there, and it should be a place where it's possible for us to get involved without being obviously noticed. So
but wouldn't this be
like
part
in
of
the center of a bridge or something, but
wouldn't this be part of a second
oh yeah,
part? Because we're
first
part is we need to get him there, right? If I understand this
yeah,
correctly.
that's true. So for the first thing, I think I want to find out if anyone who's close to him has a connection to either of these gangs.
You want to get a name. Okay. How do you want to do that?
I think I'll try, like, find some reason to visit wherever he's stationed now. Something to do with the prison, probably, like delivering some documents or something, just to get a reason to go there and talk to some people.
So you want to do this as consort? You want to do this as survey?
If I can roll survey, that's better.
You are the player. You always get to define how you're doing it. If this is more of an observational thing, kind of just looking around there.
I think
you are trying to just get
more sense as consort.
Okay,
sure. Because I'm talking to people I know or that I'm connected to. So
let's have you roll a die.
That is a 4, so not terrible.
Not terrible. You will know that there is one of the members of the, let's put this here, of the poetic terrorists, a guy by the name of Tiger Topsky, And Tiger Topsky, he has a bounty on his head right now, like an official wanted poster out on him. And he generally has kept a low profile, but you know that he's been involved in this dispute. Does that feel like a connection there?
Sure. Yeah, hey, that's something we can use.
Yeah. Sabine, is there anything you want to do question-wise before we?
Yeah, I think I would like to reach out to my friends, Telda, is her name, right?
Okay.
From the Finders and the Beggars Association, because I have a feeling that she might be, she might view the whole thing favorably, right? If we try to get rid of this. And I would ask her, I mean, he's got to move here, right? If he wants to be the new commander. So what I would like to know is where's he going to be at? Where would he find him?
Oh,
And what kind of establishment, like a bar or something, would he frequent where we could plant some seeds?
okay. So basically, you're getting information on his schedule and you know where he's going to be and so on. Okay. Let's kind of do that abstractly. So you get a die from your friend, and but what do you want to roll with though?
Either survey or consort, I think.
Okay, they're both the dice. So let's have you roll 2 dice.
Okay. Cool. Just a 4.
Okay. So I think you can get a decently clear work schedule for this guy, where he's going to be, the kind of place that he hangs out. It's not big as a list as you'd hoped. A lot of them are kind of, you know, guard bars and things like that, which makes it a little more hazardous, but I think you can get a really good picture of that. Seem fair?
Yeah, it's fair. I'm fine with it being a guard bar. I just need to know where he would let his hair out. What's the expression?
Let his hair down.
Let his hair down. Let his hair down. Yes.
And Shale, you still have a downtime action, I believe.
No, I don't. I think I lost stress last time, and I hired my guy that we just had the scene with.
Oh, okay.
As an asset.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got him as an asset right now for this particular thing. So is there anything you want to do in terms of setup before we kind of go to the choosing method and so on?
So what is the goal of this score again?
You want to get Kobo to that location, to the 12-fold knots at a particular time when you know that the gangs are going to be there.
So, and we have already taken care of what? We have a guard, right?
You have a sense of, you know, a name that you can drop to him that he'll be interested in because there's money involved, and you know his schedule and the kind of bars that he hangs out at. So you've got that like groundwork done.
Where he hangs out. Okay. Then the only problem is to get that name to him, basically.
And that's going to be the mission we're going to roll here for. So I just want to know if there's any information you want to do beforehand, or we want to go to the engagement roll.
I'm just wondering when I want to use my asset, but I think I will save him up for the second part of it.
Okay, and certainly feel free to also use him as a flashback if you need to.
So then I don't have anything particular. So
this question is this: are you playing this more as social? We're just going in and meeting up with him, and dropping this in his lap. Or are you playing this more as deception and really trying to have a cover identity and manipulate things and so on.
Well, I can go up to him and say, hey, buddy, you want to maybe make a name for yourself so that people like me respect you? It's probably not going to fly. But we have people here who look more respectable than me.
Sigil, do you want to take the lead on this? Shale kind of took the lead on the last one.
Sure.
Okay. So how would you describe the social connection that you kind of are playing on to get your group in contact with him? Are you playing your role as a prison guard? Are you playing your role as a more sophisticated citizen? Are you playing your role as kind of like an informant on the street? Like, what's the connection here?
I think I will use my leading into the role I play at the ballroom, like playing up being a concerned citizen who's noticed all of this fighting going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we start with a die for luck. I don't think this is particularly bold or daring. Neither is it contingent on a lot of stuff. We've got a very basic thing we're going for. But I do think that you have gotten some friends and contacts to assist you on this. So I think we're going to have this with a 2-die engagement roll, which I'm going to have you roll.
Yeah.
We are exploiting a weakness of his, right? His need to make a name for himself.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. We'll give you that.
So
It's 3 dice. Yeah.
That's awesome. I get a 6.
Get a 6. So this is a guard, a cop bar, but it's kind of packed and things have kind of flowed outside into kind of the beer garden area. So you will catch him. He's kind of at the edge of this. You catch him just after he's vomited up from over celebrating, and he's sitting down, kind of catching his breath, recovering. No one else is around him because he smells like vomit at this point. He's wiping his mouth as is it the 3 of you approaching? Or is it just one of you, or is it just a couple of you?
I think I would like to be present if that's okay with you, Anders.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm doing the main approach, and then Trail is probably like just behind me, and Stitch somewhere.
Yeah.
But we don't need to.
If things go sideways, I make a noise so you can get with me.
Yeah.
So he kind of looks up at you. He has that look on his face that kind of sour, and it's like, what do you want?
Lieutenant Rathless, is it?
Sergeant Rathless. Not the high table yet.
My mistake. I thought you had secured that promotion.
I've secured it, but there's steps. This is a city run on bureaucracy. I hate bureaucrats.
Always paperwork, and I think I'm like playing up like being out of place at this bar, but still, yeah. We surely need someone of your caliber here to get things in order. This terrible fracas going on over the bridges. It's causing trouble for all of us here.
Yeah, yeah, I heard something about that.
Yes, and this what was his name? And she turns to Shale. This lion panther person.
What, the Lyle Panther person? So Shale just, of course, without missing a beat, says, yeah. Palo, the fish tender, told me the other day that it is a huge disruption of business. And if you know what the status of Palo the fish tender in the district, then you know how urgent that is if he says it. Well, the people in the district feel left alone by the guard, and they are rejoicing that there's finally some new leadership here, taking charge, taking command. And as representative of the city, of the borough council, I invite you to do your job, Sergeant. And I'm sure you will do it magnificently.
Yes, tiger.
Much better than your
That's what it's
predecessor.
called, right? This tiger, tiger person who's and seems to be in charge of all the trouble stirring up there.
Let's start with a roll here. It feels like you're trying to sway here, Electra.
Yeah.
Kind of set this all up
fair.
for that. We are controlled standard effect right now. He hasn't yet formed an opinion, hasn't yet become irritated with all of you. So that's 2 dice.
Yeah. Think Dominic, do you think do you want to assist? Because
yes, absolutely.
Pushing. Yeah.
So we go to 3 dice, but kind of the talk back and forth, crosstalk here.
Yeah. That's a 5.
See him laying back, and he's like, I'm just one person. The situation you're talking about is big and complicated and dangerous. And basically he's got 2 things that he needs to be essentially convinced about. Now you can resist on one of these 2 if you want, or both. Right now you're asking him to go to a place that he knows is dangerous. And 2, you see his hand is also out in that way that says, I do this kind of thing when there's some money in my hand to grease my palm ahead of time. Which of those would you like to resist, Sigil, first?
I'm definitely going to resist the money. We don't have a lot to spend, and what we have, I think we need.
Okay. So that feels like probably resolve to resist that.
That seems fair. And I think this is like deflecting with pointing out the reward that already exists, and the no doubt all the gifts he would receive in gratitude from the merchant, sort of thing. And I get a 6, so that's no stress for me.
You mentioned Tiger Topsky. Shale mentions again the fishmonger, or the money, that that there's that the locals are excited about it. So you see him get more interested. But he says, and this is sort of the other half which you can resist here. He says, I would have to get like a good dozen men to go and do this, which would make your job significantly more difficult.
I will definitely resist that.
What's your tactic for resisting that?
Think think I will. Oh yeah. I'm sure we can find you some backup, and it would definitely make for a stronger impression if you were supported by the people of the district rather than bringing some hired thugs or mercenaries.
All right. Let's have you roll that resolve again.
Oh, the 4 this time, so I take 2.
All right, says, and you have some people to help me out on this?
I do. I can. I friends of friends who are willing to support anyone standing up for the common people.
Okay. Okay. I'm interested. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. So here's the thing, and I'm going to kind of maybe put this a little bit in Shale's hands. The other kind of half of this is wanting to get him to there at a particular time or a particular place. And like getting him where you want him. So now he's convinced he's going to go. He's convinced he's maybe only bring a couple of his people and get your help. But now the trick is getting him there when you want him. So how do you want to play that?
So I think the plan behind the plan is that either we do it as a flashback or we do that as a next step. We kind of make sure that both the gangs are at the bridge at a particular point and start a gang war. And this is the time that we need him there. And the time and what.
Yeah. If you want to say, use the flashback to say that you have set up a flashpoint at a particular time, that's fair.
Actually, this is where I would like to use the asset for.
Okay.
Because my friend is a information broker, and he has brought out the information to both camps that both camps are planning a surprise attack on the other at one particular time, like in the morning, and that the best place to get the other group is right at the bridge.
Okay.
And now I'm telling that to our sergeant, and basically telling him, so we have inside knowledge that both of the gangs will fight, and I give them like half an hour before the actual fight. And by the time you arrive at 6 in the morning, let's say, they will be exhausted from the fight, and you will have an easy time picking up the leftovers. And what I don't tell him is that he will arrive at the same time as the other groups. More leftovers to pick up.
Does this feel like sway? You've got the thing set up using your asset. So let's have you roll with sway.
Let me just quickly get on my character sheet. And I would, because that is a very stressful situation, I will push myself.
Seems fair.
Is there any way any of you guys could help me? That you can see that would make narratively make sense.
I mean, I could go up and whisper in your ear, like I'm bringing you this important information right now.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Playing up the theater of it. Okay.
Yeah, so, I love it. Okay, that's 3 dice then.
Yeah. Cost me 1 stress, right?
I'm paying my 2. But that is well invested, I hope. Yes, it is. It is a crit. What can I say?
He's like, oh, so they're going to be not expecting it. They're going to be vulnerable. Can tell that he loves the idea of getting the leg up, of having the advantage, of being able to exploit that. The underhanded nature of it super appeals to him. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's good information. That's very useful. All right,
but you have to be on time.
Yeah, I know how these things work. I understand. I got
I'm
it.
sure.
Hang on 1 second.
And
Absolutely, I'll be
and
there.
I'll just write it down for him and I put it in his coat pocket.
Oh, that's good. That'll help.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay.
I'll be right there at your back, sir.
All right. So we've got that set up. I think we're going to cut forward then to the second part of this. Now, this does feel like we've got the secondary thing of the two groups interacting, but it feels like, and this is kind of leaning on Stitch at this point, that the goal here is to be there with the intent of being able to cause an accident.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. So that is do violence to a target, I think. This is our assault plan here.
Yeah, that sounds like that's what I mean. If I only have to step aside to let someone else do the violence to a target, I'd be super fine. But if not, I mean, accidents happen.
So I think that we're here in, this is while you've got a lot of things set up, we have a lot of pieces in play at this point. We have the terrain of the bridges. We have him and whoever he brings with him. We have the two groups. So we've got a lot of things in play. So we are going to start with a die. I think the boldness of it is going to be negated by the complexity of it. I do think that you have exposed a vulnerability here. You've played off of his ego and money and so on. And I think that you've set things up. So I think that's another die. And you did draw on your contacts and assets to set this up. So Sabine, our engagement roll is 3 dice.
Nice. Okay. It's a 5.
It is a 5. So let me ask, Sigil, where are you? We know that Stitch and Kobo and some people are going to be getting onto these bridges. Where are you positioning yourself? Before I go too much further.
I think nearby, but not out on the actual bridge.
Okay.
Like in a tower that's connected to this angle of bridges.
Yeah, it's like essentially 12 different bridges that kind of knot and meet on each other. You can find a place that has an overhang there.
Yeah.
What about you, Shale? Where are you also kind of in hiding, or are you joining up with the group or something else?
Since I'm not at all a competent fighter, I will stay on a rooftop and survey the area.
Okay, so you are watching, taking position here.
And stay nimble.
Okay. Stitch, he has arrived to meet up with you. He has brought 3 guys with him. It's a small crew of his 3, hand-picked people. You see, he sees it's just you, and maybe looks, a little leery at that point, because he certainly expected maybe more than just you. And
I will nonchalantly lift something, like, okay, I see your skeptical looks here, and then I take one arm and lift up something that you usually shouldn't be able. And I give him a look like, still have doubts?
Okay, okay, I get it, I get it. Uh, uh, so he is going to move out kind of into a place where clearly you get the sense that he is going to set up to come in and, you know, grab up, not necessarily disrupt everything, but he's definitely on the lookout for Tiger Topsky, for the person with the bounty on his head, and getting set for that. And I think that's a matter of you all kind of waiting a bit, of him, of it kind of getting quiet there, him getting a little bit nervous. And tell me, Sabine, what's the outfit of these toll takers, these toll bridge folk? How do we know them? Is it ropes and hooks? Is it a particular color? Is it hat? Is it masks? How do we know when we see them on screen?
I think they have a they have a sort of trench coat. And they also have these high hats. They make them look larger, taller, and more official. They all wear the same stuff, so it's maybe not the exactly same coat, but seeing them together, it looks like a uniform.
Absolutely. And you will also see the group of those poetic terrorists. You've seen them before. They dress a little, they're not quite ostentatious vertically, they're more colorful there, you know, patched together things, a little more punk. And you can tell that they're maybe a little bit surprised about, you know, each of them expected to maybe ambush the other, and suddenly they're out there. You will see the various, you know, locals who are there are scattering. But I think Shale, Sujal, you'll also see that kind of moving into other positions around and about. There are some gunmen for each side that are kind of up on roofs and things, that may make things a little more hazardous here. And Stitch, you will see Kobo sees where Topsky is, and he kind of does his signal, and he's kind of ignoring the rest of them, and he begins to move with his three guys to get up at them before they can react. So tell me, Stitch, what is it you want to do?
Are they on the bridge already?
That everyone is on bridges at this point.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. I want to get close to him, like closer than his guys.
Okay.
Right?
So your goal here right now is to separate him from his assistants, from his associates. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into a chaotic situation, and you can blame me. I want to protect this guy, right?
Okay. So maybe skirmish to do that,
Yeah.
or something else?
Yeah, I think skirmish works best.
Okay.
I don't think wreck works very well right now.
So this is skirmish to kind of put yourself in a position,
Yeah.
separate him from his associates there.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
Um,
That's one die.
do you have a devil's bargain for me?
I think the devil's bargain that I will offer is that right now, like the way he's going is going to pin you kind of in between a couple of the toll takers groups. Gonna make extrication a little more difficult for you. that seem fair?
Like extrication for myself, right?
Yes.
Because I don't want him extricated. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll take
So 2 dice.
2 dice. I can't push myself if I
You
accept
took devil's bargain?
right?
No.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Come on. It's 5.
That is a 5. So I think that you'll get 2 of them pushed back, but the third one is going to be up by him unless you want to resist that.
I would like to resist that, yes.
Okay. That feels like maybe prowess.
Prowess, yes. And that gives me 2 dice, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Need to roll higher, and it's a 6.
Yeah, 6.
Nice.
So
So it means I don't take any stress, right?
absolutely.
Cool.
Sigil, you see this, it gets hot very quickly. Like people are pushing, front runners are kind of going at, there's some skirmishing starting. You can tell that bullets are going to fly here soon. And right now Stitch and Kobo are kind of moving to one of the points on one side, and it's about to get kind of dangerous. Is there anything that you want to do to make this situation more or less complicated, louder, draw more attention? What do you think? Your ultimate goal is that they don't realize that there's a guard guy here that's going to get killed until it's too late.
Yeah. No, it feels like everything is going according to plan so far.
Okay. And Shale, what about you?
I have 2 ideas.
Sure.
But I think the second one is only good once Kobo is dead. So I'm going with the first one first. So Shale will swing down. No, I said there are gunmen on the roof now. So I will go towards like a gunman that is coming up on my roof and like hands up and go like, hey, I have a great offer for you. See that guy down there? That is the new commander of the guard. Kill him, and you have something good with me. You know who I am, don't you? Probably doesn't, but I'm bluffing anyway.
Okay. I think this is risky, but kind of low effect, because right now if you tell them there's a guard guy there, they're not going to necessarily want to shoot him, because that's the whole thing, is they're going to get necessarily in trouble. What do you want to roll that with?
I think I would like to go. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to trade position for effect. After the first guy is like, I don't know who we are, or that's I don't want to have the trouble. I'm going to try again, but louder, and also call up to the other roofs and go like, down there, that's the new captain of the guard. Who wants the feather on his cap? Who is the most courageous swashbuckler here? And like, it's desperate because I'm putting myself in the line of fire, very literally.
Desperate,
but maybe it works.
Standard effect. You're trying to make them be stupid.
Yeah. And I push myself by grabbing my own little pistol and shooting, knowing that I probably won't hit him. So I'm not rolling to kill him. I'm just like, so I set the bar for what being brave is here. And that is sway. +1 for the push. Let me just quickly put in my stress. And that is 2 dice. 2 dice.
And don't forget to mark your XP.
And standard effect. Thank you for reminding me of that. And that is sway. So we're taking a second here. Okay, so 2 dice. What's with these dice? It's a 6 again.
6.
I'm not cheating.
Oh no,
I'm rolling
no, no,
6s
no,
all the
I
time.
always trust people who roll. So I think that, like, I don't think they're going to hit him, given their skill, but I do think that Stitch, you're running along, he's moving in, like he's about to kind of close the distance to Tiger Topsky, when suddenly gunfire breaks out all around you, and this place like goes nuts, because people aren't supposed to be firing yet. Suddenly, all the blades are out. He's falling back because he didn't expect sudden, gunfire to go off before he even got to him. Topsky's there. It's only the guys on the roof who really know that there's guard people here. So what is it that you want to do to take advantage of this situation?
Oh, I want to grab him and tell him I'm taking him to safety, and then I will want to throw him over the bridge, basically.
Okay. So let's see here. So that feels like skirmish.
Yeah.
Let's and let me ask you this. Right now, your goal is that he is very visibly seen falling, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because you want
Yeah.
everybody to know
Yeah.
that this has happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that is a good suggestion, actually. Grab him, jump in the river with him. I mean, yeah, maybe. But the drop is pretty much enough to kill somebody,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And
No,
and
then maybe I'll just
yeah.
the
point is making a scene here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll call out, Sergeant, I'm protecting you from these ruffians.
Okay. So I think the situation right now, we've got I think this is standard effect, but I think this situation is fairly desperate. Just because of gunfire, people behind you.
That's
all of
super
that.
fair.
That
is super fair.
So you get a die for skirmish.
Yeah.
Do you want to push yourself?
Yeah, I can only. Okay, the thing is, I've got this move, I don't know what it's called, this inconceivable. If I can push myself to do one of the following, perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman.
So the good thing about this, with any of those push actions, the way I always read it is you get that, plus you get the die for pushing.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
You get both of those. So
cool.
When you throw him, it will be absurd. Now, do you want to mark anything equipment-wise to increase your position or effect or anything?
Equipment
Just checking
wise. Yeah, I could check my armor actually. So I could because
you can save that and resist the consequence. You could use that to resist one of the consequences.
Oh yeah, then I'll not check. Does the thing that Shale did, does that count as helping me?
That's what I wanted to suggest, that I mark a stress as an assist.
100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 3 dice you are rolling with.
Hey. Oh, nice. Be nice to me, please. It was a 4. It's not very nice, but
So
it's
that
a 4.
is 4.
It's a success.
So it is success. It is desperate. There are 2 things that are consequences here. One is those 3 guys behind you, that gang, are going to see you do this and realize what you've done. That's one of the consequences. But the other one is that, I mean, you are going to kill him, but people are going to be so caught up in everything that they're not going to quite realize that they need to stop and get out of here because of a guard sergeant has been killed. So those are the 2 consequences that are on the table.
Okay.
And others can feel free to resist one of those. But do you want to resist either or both of those?
I want to
Stitch?
resist the fact that these guys see me do that.
Okay.
I'd like to protect against the other one.
Okay. Let's
I'm
start
almost
with
stressed out.
yeah. Stitch, let's have you roll to resist these guys realizing what you've done.
Do I do this with prowess or with resolve?
I think resolve.
Cool.
Oh, that's better for you. I shouldn't have said that.
See how that goes. Well, that didn't go too well, but that gives me three stress,
Three
right?
stress.
That's okay.
So tell me
Well,
what
it's not
that looks like. Like let's now have you narrate what we see happen on screen, and then we're going to cut to Sigil. Got
Okay,
a hold of him. There are these 12 bridges. People are fighting. What do you think?
And the three guys
They're kind of
that don't
behind
see me,
you.
that's
Yeah.
the guards, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're kind of coming
Okay.
behind.
So the only thing that the guards hear is me calling him that I will protect him.
Yeah.
And then you can see me grabbing him, like dragging him away from the fighting. And I mean, these bridges, they're rope bridges, right? I imagine they're swaying quite a bit. And I think he loses his balance, maybe
He
because somebody
loses his balance.
he
Okay.
loses his balance. He loses his balance so badly. It's a bit unclear why, but it's chaotic, right? There are a lot of people shoving and pushing and stabbing each other, so it's not that unusual. And you can see me grab for him as if I want to hold him, but no. Well,
Can't quite
and
make it as he
oh
falls
no,
from the
oh
town.
no.
He's shouting as he goes down. The guard people are like, no, they don't realize that you've done this. And they're crying out. They're you know, they've also been watching the gunfire that's drawn their attention. Sigil, how are you resisting the like they're continuing on?
I like point somewhere just down where the people like behind the tower where the people out there fighting can't see very well. The guards are coming, the guards are coming. Like trying to yeah, just make it seem like there's an immediate threat.
Perfect. Let's have you roll. That also feels like resolve.
Cool. Two dice. That's a
Look
6.
at you. A 6. You take no stresses. You cry out, and suddenly there was chaos on these bridges before, but now it's a stampede. You're in a safe place. Shale, you're in a safe place. And these guys who've been firing suddenly realize, like, oh, and I think they're starting to run. Stitch, the guards are coming behind you, pushing forward to get at these people, like pushing you on, like we've got to fight these people. And there is a mass of these toll bridge people who are running your way to push through you and these other guys to get out of here. What do you want to do?
There's only these three guards, right, who are going up against the mass.
They're behind you, you know, like pushing you forward, like, oh, we've got to get them, pushing you on, like they think you're still with them. They want to fight these guys. You're about to be caught between two gangs.
Okay, that I'll turn around and tell them, no, we've lost the commander. We need to retreat. Retreat. There are a lot more of them than there are of us. Retreat before they realize that. You fools. Fly, you fools.
Retreat, I tell you.
So I think we're down to risky standard, but there's some there's some dangerous consequences here, but command.
Yeah, command is
Okay.
it. Do I want to push myself to 9? Well,
I could assist maybe by I pull out a pistol and like shoot nearby these guys to make
Okay.
them realize that, oh, there are threats all around.
Mhm.
So that's 2 dice, Stitch.
Okay. Well, let me just. Oh, that subterfuge supplies are not very helpful right now. I don't think. No. Okay, 2 dice is fine.
Okay.
Maybe. Come on, 2 dice. 2 dice can be fine. It's a 4. So,
4.
yeah. Wow.
So I think you will command these guys to run. But I think that there are 2 consequences for you to deal with as these other guys come up. One of them is you're going to take a light wound, essentially basic harm, as you get, run down. But the other one is that they are going to push you off to the side, meaning that you're going to be dangling off this rope bridge.
Okay, I don't have that much stress left. Can I tag one of the armors to resist the?
Yes.
And do I have to roll for that, or is it just I
No, you
mark
just
it?
just mark it, and you can resist that. Do you want to
Okay.
resist the harm or the pushing?
I will resist the harm.
Okay.
I have to find out how to. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I don't have my climbing gear right now. That was from the last session. But I don't want to resist the dangling because I
Okay.
think dangling is fine. I'm
So
kind of dangle
you're
just.
swinging on this thing as people are running back and forth. They're shouting. They're going in all directions. They've heard the sickening crunch as this guy's body hit the ground. People on the bottom are screaming, shouting out. Sigil, you'll see Stitch swaying back and forth here. You're not sure how much longer that bridge is going to last. What do you want to do?
Dominic, do you have an idea for something, or?
So you're on a bridge, yeah?
She's hanging on a rope bridge that's kind of he's hanging on a rope bridge that's kind of starting to give way, going back and forth.
I can go for something if you don't have something right away.
Yeah.
It's not really my area of expertise. But I think, actually, let me look at my gear.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. So I do have the equipment free for climbing gear. So maybe we can just throw you a rope. And since I'm on the roofs anyway, I'm going to go to a place where like I can fix the hook. And so that you can swing from there to maybe a little side street where you're away from all the business. And then I'm going to attach something heavy on the other end, maybe the pistol that I just shot, and like as a weight, and then throw to you.
So Tinker, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds depressingly sensible.
Okay.
Depressingly, since I do have it. Yeah.
And I think I'll take another stress to assist as I continue to give like covering fire in case anyone tries to get close.
Okay.
We just quickly see if I have the stress left to push myself. I'm afraid I don't. Nope. That would take me out of action. Well then, 2 dice. 2 dice.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm going for broke. I'm going to trade a position for effect.
Okay.
Because what I'm also doing is that before I do that, I take my fine whiskey and turn that into a Molotov cocktail.
Okay.
And throw that. So people are more looking at me than they look at Amalgam.
Sure.
No, sorry, at Stitch.
Desperate, great.
Yeah. 2 dice still. And a 5.
5. So I think that you will do this. I think that it is a little messy here. I think you will get that across to you. Stitch, describe to me like what it looks like when the rope kind of like it's hard to catch it, but you can grab onto it. So what do we see happen there as you hear the woof of Molotov cocktail going off?
Okay, I mean, I was hanging on the side of the rope bridge. I wasn't feeling too worried actually, but because I mean, I'm a fit guy, and this may put me out of the
You're
reach
probably
of their
tougher than the
blades.
bridge is, yeah.
Yeah,
It was giving
yeah.
way, you wouldn't. So
Yeah, yeah. And I was going hand to hand, and then I see the explosion, and I think, oh my God, they are blowing up the bridge now, but they aren't. And there is this pistol flying at me, and I wonder what
on a
is
rope,
that on a, oh, and then I see the rope,
yeah.
and then I try to grab it, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is kind of a setup action that has been done to assist you. What do you want to roll to get out of this like expertly
Expertly.
or with all due force?
With all due force, I'll just grab the rope, and maybe the bridge behind me doesn't fare so well when I just shove off, like
Okay.
put my like, you know, it's swinging and then something heavy is pushing off, so it goes over.
Yeah. Let's have you roll rec.
Mhm.
You're in good position. Effect for this,
Mhm.
you've got that assist.
Cool. And that means I get another die, right?
No, but you've got good position in effect right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if I fall off the bridge. No, I
That is
don't
a
fall off the
6.
bridge.
So it is spectacular. It is the explosion in the background, you swinging, knocking through these bridges, you know, swing yourself clear of the line of sight so people don't realize what's going on, hitting the ground superhero style. And then you can take off. And I think all three of you can scatter into the three cardinal directions there. As smoke is rising from these bridges, people are running, scattering every which way. There are guards that are coming, are looking at their sergeant, and you all can run back desperately back to your locations. So let's look at the end of this, our score here. This is kind of 2 scores, but there is a little bit more heat. Now, where's the score thing? Once again, the organization of this book.
And the coin could be justified by the payday from the local merchants.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm definitely working with that. Score. All right. So target is a higher tier than you. I think it's a couple of tier. So right now, 4 rep.
Mhm.
And then 6 coin.
Could we take 1 each and leave 3 in the vault, maybe?
Sounds good.
I put in the rep.
Yeah, I'll put in the coin.
Here is the question that I have for you. I believe it is Molly's crew that you owe for your place in your position here. At this point in time, would you like to give them a coin to keep them happy? Or should we start that clock for them not being happy?
I'm for giving them a coin.
Yeah.
I can afford it.
All right, then that will
Being
not.
good neighbor, being
yeah.
good neighbors is
Yeah.
a good idea.
That will not be bad. Now, so here's the thing. That was a big, visible, multi-tiered target. Little loud and chaotic, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
+1 heat for a high-profile target, and +2 heat for killing involved. So that's 7 heat.
We.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, subtle it wasn't.
Yeah. No.
But good rep, good coin. You dealt with this honorable, and you managed to do this, avoiding the consequence that I expected, which was that one of the two sides would spot you and you would get, some negatives from one of the two gangs. So you managed to avoid that potential consequence, which was certainly on the table. So let's take a quick 5-minute break, and then let's come back and do the downtime stuff.
Yes.
So now, your heat is at 7. We go to the next phase after that, which before we do downtime, we do the entanglements roll. So I'd rolled with the heat 7 at the moment. Your one level is a 0. So I rolled 2 dice and I got a 1. So you have a choice. There are 2 ways that we can play this out. I'll let you all choose which one. Either flipped, which means that one of your contacts, patrons, clients, essentially a friend, flips over to the other side.
I have a perfect idea for that.
Okay. The other one is the interrogation, which basically you either pay coin or the honorable beat one of you up for a level 2 harm, and you increase your group's heat.
But you can resist those, I believe.
Yes, you can resist those consequences.
Or you could,
Dominic,
Dominic, if you have an idea for flip, then I would be happy to go for that.
Yeah, because I kinda put Sally in trouble again.
your rival, yeah.
By sending him to both gangs, and like they know that he set them up. Both of them know that, and they are going to let him know that they're not happy about that, and that makes him very much not happy with me.
So we go from rival to, while you will still believe that he's a rival, he is in fact very, very determined to cause your group problems.
We just mended fences.
Yeah.
And I just destroyed all the progress we had.
He will be plotting actively against you and your companions, and helping those who want to harm you. That seems more than reasonable. Let us go to downtime actions. Sigil, what would you like to do for your first downtime action?
I want to get rid of some stress because I have 6 something. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. But I can do that with my obligation to my employer. with my office wrath ability. So I have a vice that is obligation to my employer. If I indulge this vice, I can also I get an extra downtime action to further a work-related clock.
Okay.
So I think this would be something related to freeing this person
Okay.
I'm trying to. I know who is innocent. I'm trying to get out of prison.
All right. That seems reasonable. This is let's make that a 6-segment clock. Does that feel fair?
Sure.
So let's start with your clearing that stress. Roll me a die.
Yeah. That's a 6. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Fine. That didn't bother you at
Everything's
all.
fine.
Clear that perfectly. And then
Yeah, I'm back at the oh, sorry, this is working. Yeah. I'm not at the ballroom.
right.
But things are going smooth at work. Like I think I'm starting to like show my value to whoever my boss is, and that's what like I feel like I'm making a secure position for myself.
Yeah. And then do you want to roll study for that work project?
That seems fair. I will do that. That's a 4.
Okay. So 2
take,
ticks.
right?
And
Where do
yeah, I would put that down in notes.
Yeah, cool.
I still need to make a little clocks page too. Stitch, what would you like to do for your first downtime action?
I think I'm doing the same thing, reducing my stress,
Okay.
because that was a lot. And I think my connection, I want to make a human connection. The way I do this, I saw these poetry terrorists, right? And they look
Yeah.
kind of interesting to me. So what I want to do is maybe make a connection with them and then figure out what this poetry thing is about.
Go to one of their open mic nights, go to one of their
Yeah.
slams, okay?
Yeah, that seems fine. That seems fine.
Roll 2 dice.
Okay.
What
Wow.
the what?
Okay, I think I like poetry.
Yeah. Clear all 6 of your stress.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Like what is it that like about that hits you?
I think it's someone talking about how every person is not just one person, like they are in this poem, like they are a father, they are a child, they are a conveyor of goods. Like everyone is made up of all these parts and roles and still make a complete person. That's what the poem is about. And I feel that resonates with me for obvious reasons.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do with that crit? I'm actually going to give you another tick on your long-term project.
Oh, thank you.
I think that you make some friends there, some people who can help you out amongst
nice.
those people.
Yeah, cool.
What about for Shale?
So Shale is going to go to Madame Carnet's, and he is going to have a long, drawn-out spa day there. Get a haircut, get a shave, and a long bath, and clear some stress, hopefully. Yes, 5 stress.
5, very nice.
And bitterly needed. And with just quickly, so 2 stress left.
And we'll come back to you on the second downtime action here.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's okay. Let's come back around. Sigil, what do you want to do for your second downtime action?
Reduce heat for
Okay.
sure. Because
how is it that you are reducing heat?
Sorry?
What are you doing to reduce?
Yeah, I thought someone else said something. I think again, I'm just spreading rumors, like talking about, oh, how terrible it was that the who do we like least of the poets and the bridge.
I think you have equal on both of them, but
Yeah,
the poets have been a little more helpful than the other ones have.
yeah. So I think, oh, how terrible it was that the toll bridge exploiters killed this new sergeant who was going to clear
Shake
everything
things
up.
up. Yeah, clean the
Yeah,
streets. Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's have you roll.
Is that a sway,
Yeah,
maybe?
we can do sway with that.
I think I have 2 dice in sway. Ah, too many tabs. Sorry.
Or not enough.
Yeah, one or the other. 2 dice. Sway. That is 5, so that's 2 heat.
That's 2 heat that you will clear off from your heat right now for the crew.
Not enough, but
Stitch, what is it that you want to do for your second downtime action?
Anders keeps stealing my ideas, but I think I will also try and reduce some heat. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do this, but maybe I can do some creative property destruction.
Okay.
That just distracts from what we've done on the bridge.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Causing some problems elsewhere to draw people's
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
Pointing the fingers other way. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's reasonable.
Mm-hmm. So I'm rolling with rec, right?
Yep. 2 dice.
Okay, 2 dice. Cool. See how this goes. It's a 4.
So that's another 2 ticks off the heat. Down to manageable levels. And Shale?
So how much heat do we have left?
I believe that right now you
3.
should be at
3.
3.
Oh, that's worth it. So I will also reduce heat, and I will go to. I mean, I probably can't go to Kodo's successor directly, but I will frequent the cop bar and kind of try to groom his successor by buying him whiskey, having a nice conversation, and I'm rolling consort.
Yeah, sounds good.
And that is a 5.
That's a 5. So that is 2 more ticks off the clock there. So down to 1 heat. Everyone indulged their vice, which is always good. Now, 1 second.
how much heat did we lose?
So your dad should be down to 1 heat right now.
Wow, excellent. Heat running out of control is the worst.
Yes. So some of you made desperate action rolls, and you should have marked those. Let us go around and do our PC advancement.
1 question.
Yes.
Somebody told me that I could spend a coin to get an extra downtime action.
Yes, you can.
I will do that. I will try to further my project.
Okay.
I want a home.
Okay. We're back to consort or survey or what?
No, I think I'm going to attune.
Okay.
I want a place that is a little spooky so that other people will keep away from it. Right?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
So I'm rolling with just 1 die. It's a 4.
4. So that is 2 ticks on the clock. You now have 4 out of 6.
Nice.
I think we see you like how does what does that look like when you're doing that?
I think it's during when it rains, I'm outside, which is unusual. People
Mhm.
usually aren't outside when it rains. And I'm looking at places with, like, I think I have made a little thing, right, that vibrates. It's just a string and that's or a wire that's hooked up to some like poles. It looks a bit weird, but we have a workshop, right? So I can
Yeah.
tinker up something.
Like a dowsing rod kind of thing.
Like a dowsing rod, right? Exactly. And then I follow it around, and maybe some people see me, and I chat up some of them. Look, I'm looking for a place for people that are too weird for most other people. So yeah.
Perfect.
I would like to spend coin 2 for another downtime
Sure.
action, and that is spending my only coin, and that is to start a downtime action, a project to get back on talking grounds with what's his name, with Salia.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? How many slices that
Well,
is?
I normally would have said 4, but I think we've made him an enemy.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to be generous and say 6.
Yeah, that would have been my sense to 6 or 8. So I'll take the 6.
Yeah.
So let me just quick note that down. Project.
Yeah.
Get on speaking terms with Shalia again, Celia. And I will do this with Consort. Again, like we know each other. It is a building of a long-standing relationship, and I will send him a little fruit basket, which with his like favorite fruits that I know that are his favorites, and some good liquor that I know he likes, and a personal note of apology for doing that. And I will just
Sure.
like without reservation admit that that was my fault, and it's only a 3, so it's only 1 slice.
1 tick. I think we see him looking at the bottle of wine and the fruit and looking at the apology note and saying, "Oh, you're sorry."
Yeah,
See,
that's
talking
fair.
to the empty room. "Oh, you will be sorry. You have no idea how sorry you are going to be, Shale."
Enough.
Drink, 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 drink. So, Sigil, what is your playbook-specific XP trigger?
You address the challenge by using your connections or exploiting the rules. So I don't think I did a lot of rules exploiting really, but I think I used my connections a fair bit.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's a 1 or a 2? Do you feel like you did a lot, or you did just a couple of times?
Think I think I'm go. I think 2 XP seems
Okay.
reasonable
Yeah,
because
then
I
let's
used
say
it
2.
to reduce heat and
Absolutely, yeah, definitely for what you did there at the end. And again, don't feel free to spread this around. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I think a little bit in the scene at the ballroom when I talked to
Yeah.
the guy there.
Yeah.
Probably not really otherwise.
Let's give you a point for that. And it's indirect, but I think you did struggle with issues from your vice or traumas because I put your vice purveyor on blast.
Oh, cool.
So I'll give you a
yeah.
point for that.
Nice, thank you.
And then
I'm going to spend my coin to train playbook XP because then I get an advance. So
okay, good call. Stitch. What is your playbook specific XP trigger?
My playbook XP trigger is I had it. You address the challenge with curiosity or disregard for personal safety.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I was very disregardful of my personal safety.
Yeah.
I was also curious with the eternal guy.
Let's give you 2 points for that. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I don't know where my beliefs are.
That's more of a general thing.
Oh, okay, okay. I think, yeah, I expressed my background for sure as a weirdo, like
Yeah,
trying to find a place and
let's give you a
stuff
point
like
for
that.
that.
Cool.
I don't think you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
My vice worked out super well this time. So cool.
And Shale, your playbook specific XP trigger?
I addressed a challenge with calculation and conspiracy, and yes, I will claim 2 for that. At least for this situation with the commander, where I talked him into getting there, and also the two crews, and the situation on the roof, where it caused chaos.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, a couple for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? My background, this whole situation with my
Yeah, I'm actually going to give
ex-boyfriend.
you 2 for that because you really
Yeah.
dug deep into that.
Yeah, and there are no vice or traumas yet
Yeah.
that I struggled with.
I am going to give you all we're going to get 2 points on the crew advancement for 2 jobs. Do you think you all expressed your goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give you a point for that.
by trying to help the common people.
Do you think you bolstered your crew's reputation or developed a new one?
I don't know if it was very honorable what we did.
No.
Yeah.
It was more like sneaky,
That was
chaotic.
a little more sneaky and chaotic than honorable. So I won't give you that, but I will give you 2 points towards contending for things above your station on that. So you all will have a crew advancement next time, which we'll talk about, and you have 2 points towards the next one. And we'll take up with that question about the crew advancement, what folks would like at the beginning of next session. I would like to do a quick stars and wishes here before we wrap. Stars being things that you dug, and wishes being things that you'd like to see more of, like to see less of here going forward. Ondish.
Yeah, fun session. I liked all the little scenes and that we got through this fairly complex mission. I liked how you broke it up into two parts. I think that was a smart thing to do. Yeah, just fun seeing more of the characters and their place in the world.
Anything wishes wise?
Not really. No,
Okay,
just
I think that's
more.
fair. As Paul would say, more of the same. That's fair.
Yeah.
Sabine?
Yeah, stars all around. I really enjoyed the scene where we all got to talk to each other. That was fun. And I would then, that leads into a wish that I would like to see more of that, but I think we will. I also like all the scenes that people had with their contacts, and I love the way we did the thing where we just took 2 of our problems, meshed them together, and then solve both situations, which was really fun. So yeah.
That was very clever. Yeah, we'll look next time. We'll try and give at least a round where everybody can call a scene with a PC or an NPC, so we could do a little more RP on that. I think that's certainly fair. And Dominic.
I don't have anything to add, really.
Okay, no, I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's all been said.
I had a great time. Like it's good crew. I had a fun time. I loved when you said, "Oh, let's put these 2 together." I thought that was very clever. It was neat to be able to do that. That it played out well. I appreciate when people know kind of what their niche is and are let other people play in their niche, but then also are ready to jump in. I thought everybody was really good on that. So really fun. Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording.